So we've together made 4 films, but have done different roles too, because there's very different circumstances. If you're listening to this and you're a one-man crew, it's going to be very different.
Yeah.
Because Sam and I have always had the liberty of having 2 people, no matter what, committed to getting it done. That means showing up every day, and that's pretty much it. Showing up every day is all you're looking for. We also are very lucky. Here's when the triple luck comes in, is you have to have a lot of people that are going to want to help you do this.
Yes.
Now, that's not necessarily true. If you're a run and gun, you could do this on your own. But it also takes away of the magic of film. The magic of filmmaking is working with a ton of people, and it's so much fun to work together with a group of people. Maybe, if that's who you are.
Yeah, I think that depends on who you are, like you just said. Because for some people, it could be like, that is my least favorite part of the filmmaking project, is working with people.
Which, maybe that's not...
And if that's the case, you probably don't want to be like a director or a producer.
Yeah, you probably don't.
You probably want to be like in the editing room or something like that.
That's also another thing. If you're like, I want to be a filmmaker, and I'm listening or watching this, and I'm like, how do I make my first short film? And I want to be a director. I want to do this. You kind of have to be lucky to be a director. I'm very lucky to be a director because I have someone that's like Sam that is okay with loving the other parts just as much. Because a lot of people would want to be a director.
I saw this video that it was like the first day of film school, and it said, you might have sent me this. I'm not sure.
I know I've seen this.
But this guy was like, it was his first day, and this guy had come in, and he was asking him, how many of you want to be directors? And like 90% of the room are like raised their hands, and he goes, all right, 10% of you guys are going to go on to become directors. 0.1% of you are going to go on to be successful directors. And in that moment, a lot of people decided, like, okay, there are other paths in filmmaking.
Yeah, and that's another thing. If you're in film school right now, or you're not in film school, or like we said, you're just want to learn how to make a short film, this is also like what it's like being a filmmaker too. You're kind of getting a lot of little important nuggets about what at least we have learned or experienced. Is directing is not something I think you can learn necessarily. I haven't learned anything about being a director besides being on set, like picking up through books or what other directors have experienced. You can. But it's almost like the instinct to want to make your vision heard fully, or fully wanting, like, I want this done.
You have
right
to be
now.
very directed. Well, obviously.
Genius!
No, but like there's
producers just gotta want to produce. Actors gotta
But you have to have a lot of
direction
with where you're going.
Got my dogs up, sorry.
Got my dogs up.
Yeah, you have to have direction.
Yeah, you need to be driven, and you need to be able to work with people, but also be able to make sure that they know what they're doing. And you can learn how to do that, but a lot of that is just a characteristic trait for a lot of people that you are born with. And I don't know, that's a hard one to gain. You have to, it's a lot of confidence.
Yeah, it is a lot. It's almost like blind confidence and just believing you're so right.
Yeah.
Which, right here.
Hey, Spielberg.
Hey, I got that blind confidence.
He's got that dog in him.
I got that. These stools are making me act up.
We are on our tippy toes right now.
I keep playing around. But yeah, and I know right now you're probably listening to this, you're like, wow, this is not organized. No, it's not. Being completely honest, it's not.
No.
We're so drained. We just finished shooting. But I want to keep talking about these roles of being in, like you're saying, like that video said, most people are not going to be a director, which also, I don't even know if director would be the most fun. I've really been struggling, like, what would be the most fun filmmaking role?
Yeah, I think I've thought of that too.
That could be an episode.
I think that could be an episode.
What? You guys are going to wait to hear the answer to that in another episode. What would be the most fun filmmaking
I think
role?
the biggest thing you will learn in making your first short film is what you like to do.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah,
because you can go into it going, I love directing. I've watched thousands of hours of Spielberg, of Tarantino, of Scorsese, of all these directors. Then you go to do it, and you're like, this sucks.
This is a lot different than I thought.
And like Luke was saying, a lot of the time this will be a one-man crew kind of, like where you're directing, shooting. all of this stuff except maybe acting. And I mean, maybe some cases you are the actor too.
Yeah,
which
that's happened before.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, we don't recommend.
Yeah, but
if you cannot act in your first short film, please don't.
Yeah.
Because that will, and what Sam's saying is, go into it with the mindset that, let's say you have a really good idea. Let's just move that to your second short film. Let's just say no matter what, if you're going to make one short film, you have to make another one because you're going to learn so much from that first one.
And it'll really direct yourself into what role you actually want to do.
Or if you're not doing a role, it'll let you know, okay, wow, so many things are different.
And there's so many roles.
And I think I want to steer us a little away from the roles because I think this is more of when we're already assuming they just know they want to make something. So what obstacles are you going to run into? Number one, you're going to run into that you never will have enough time. Spacing out your short film will do wonders.